Yo. Welcome to the NS9 Postgame Show powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Neil. And guess what, Neil?
Do we win?
We got sandwiches to give away today. That's it. It's been a week. It's been a long time, Primantis. We thought I left you. Hey, that's it. In the comments right now, if you're watching, hashtag raise it. I want to be dead serious. I almost forgot to even do the giveaway tool because it's been so long. I forgot we did this thing. We're good to go. Hashtag raise it in the comments right now for your chance to get entered in to get 2 free Primanti sandwiches. Pirates win 4-2.
They do. It's been a while. Like I said, it's been since last Sunday since we've won a baseball game.
It's been 6 games, 2 sweeps. Ugh.
It has been agony to watch. So tonight was great. You know, it wasn't perfect, but tonight all I can say was it was a breath of fresh air.
We didn't need perfect. I just needed this. This had everything that I wanted to see, honestly. Some mistakes are going to be made. I mean, it's baseball. It happens. But Gerrit Jones was taking the mound.
Yeah.
And this was a big game for him. I just feel like every time we talk about him, like, yes, it started with the Marlins game. It's the Marlins. Everyone's like, minimize the Marlins, whatever. His first game, he looked amazing. Sure, it's the Marlins. Then it becomes the Orioles. Then it becomes the Phillies. Then it becomes the Mets. Now it becomes the Brewers, who are red hot. I mean, this is a really, really good offense right now. And he just continues to look, I feel like, better every time it comes out.
Mm-hmm. What's funny about this, is he almost looked human today. Like, that 6th inning hasn't happened in a very long time. He walked a person for the first time in 4 starts. I think the Marlins. I think his first start was the last time he walked someone, and he just went through struggles that normal pitchers go through, and he was still really good. Like, it almost felt disappointing that he was not at 59 pitches through 6. You know, but he was so good. It was awesome, you know. And he limited it, and he fought his way out of a really tough 6th inning. That was huge. So I want to do Gerrit Jones starts for the rest of the year.
I absolutely do. And here's the thing also. Gerrit Jones, as electric as he's been, as good as he's been, he finally gets a W.
Yeah. Man, I forgot about that. You're right. He finally gets the win.
He actually now can be in like conversation at the end of the years because he's got to win. He's now officially a good pitcher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything has made Gerrit Jones. If I could take one moment of Gerrit Jones' career, it was that Bryce Terrain strikeout that is going all over Twitter because he's absurd. He's pitching absurd pitches, making people look stupid. It's awesome. It is so much fun to watch him pitch. It's must-see TV, and we haven't had must-see TV in a good long time.
No. I can't epitomize this anymore. Gerrit Jones is must-see TV. This is something the Pirates have, and we weren't sure if this guy was going to start on the opening day.
Mm-hmm.
And behind the scenes, we kind of talked like, sure, if he's one of the best 5, you should put him out there. We don't know what's going to happen Rookie of the Year, and Gerrit Jones probably isn't going to be that guy to get Rookie of the Year. And I'm not saying it's way too early to be talking about that. But what I am saying is he's doing everything that you need to do as a pitcher to be in that talks for a Rookie of the Year. And you're right. This isn't just Pirates Twitter that's recognizing him. All national media has their eyes on Gerrit Jones. And you talk about that strikeout. That is everywhere. And I think it's on Fangraphs right now also.
No way. I got the Fangraphs too. because I got Codify. I think.
Oh no, my bad. Not Fangraphs. It is on MLB though. On the page. Yeah,
that's cool. I think he's got the early sort of the year from the Pitching Ninja too. I think he said
yes.
that was absurd. And he is national news. And it's cool because you're right. But no one saw this coming. Like not a single prospect site had him rated this high. I don't think the Pirates expected this coming into spring training. Like whatever he did in the winter is magic. It's so cool.
I just keep saying I can't get enough of Gerrit Jones, and this is why. He's so good. And I keep waiting. Like on NS9 Live, I talked about I don't want to. It's going to happen, obviously, but when he does have that game that he struggles and doesn't pitch well, I kind of want to see how he responds. I want to see how he gets through that game. And this had like everything written that it could be this game. I mean, this lineup is really, really good. He's a rookie, right? Like he's an idiot out there. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's too young. He's not experienced enough, right? He's a dumb rookie pitcher. The Brewers lineup can attack and probably get at him, right, the way they are. And this might be the game where it's like, you know what, Gerrit Jones, like you said, he showed that one inning where he's human. This might be the game where he shows, you know what, he is a human. Let's bring us back down to reality a little bit. He's still really, really good. He went in there and just did the same thing. He attacked and attacked and attacked, said, I dare you to hit this. And they don't. They typically don't. And six innings, 1 earned run, 7 Ks, 25 swing and misses. 25.
I think they said that's the most in StatCast history through the first. I think he's 98 whiffs through 5 starts.
He's
most in StatCast history.
The 5th most for any pitcher through the first 5 games.
Okay.
Right. Just first 5 games of the season. He already has the most through any pitcher through the first 6 games of their career. And he has only pitched 5 games. So like his next game is just icing on the cake still. Like that, like he beat Tanaka. Tanaka's first 6 games of his career was the record for the most whiffs. And Gerrit Jones beat him in 5.
That's like, there are no more words. Like I think this is the 3rd time I've done a Jones post-game show, and I've legitimately run out of words to describe him because he's special. And I think I tweeted this out. I mean, would you say he's the most talented pitcher we've seen in like the 21st century? Would you say most talented yet?
You strictly using Pirates?
Strictly Pirates.
Because I mean, ever could also. I mean, we could put him in that conversation. I'm ready to. As far as Pirates, as far as Pirates, I'm trying so hard to not jump off the cliff here because I want to say it. I also don't want to like minimize Gerrit Cole. That dude was good. Now, granted, he went to a whole nother dimension when he left Pittsburgh. But I also feel like too many people feel like he wasn't that good in Pittsburgh, and that guy was still good. But he wasn't electric like he is now. And I'll say this, there hasn't been anyone more electric than him, Gerrit Jones, I'm speaking of. Like, as far as good, I mean, you have to, like Cole's the only one that comes close. Like, that's the only matchup, the only comparison you can make. And before Cole, who would it be? I mean, you talk 21st century. It's Gerrit Cole. And yeah, but I don't know. That came. I hope Gerrit Jones doesn't have the career path.
I do too.
Of Oliver Perez.
I mean, like,
that was an electric year. But
yeah, I tweeted out because like I don't want to say it because I think it might be a little too early, but I think I'm willing to compare him to Gerrit Cole, like that Cy Young competing year of Gerrit Cole. Like he is that good, and I think you're right. Like, I don't think Cole was this electric. Cole was not this electric. He might have been better, but Gerrit Jones is in the top 2 or 3 conversation for sure. And that's crazy to think about after 5 starts. It's only been 5 starts.
It is, but with each start, again, you're just feeling more and more confident in how you feel about him. Like I just feel like there's and I say this, and again, like trying to pump the brakes, but like I truly feel there's no way he's not a good major league starting pitcher. Like he's just too good right now that like the questions you might have had before, is he a starter, is he a reliever, whatever, is he going to be even good? Like he has to have a major league career cut out for him. I know it's only 5 starts, but what he's doing right now, and again, you talk about the names, right? The names of the people. You just said how here it is. He has 98 swing and misses this season, tied for the sorry, did we say 6th most? If we did, I apologize. That's not what it is. It is 8th most. So 8th most in their first 5 starts. Here's the names: Jacob deGrom, Shane Bieber once again, Spencer Strider, Shane McClanahan, Max Scherzer, Chris Sale, and Jared Jones, who's tied with Kevin Gausman from 2022. Those are the names that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, I get it's just 5 games, but to me, like what he is doing right now screams more than just like a flash in a pan. You don't do this type of stuff by just getting lucky.
Yeah, no, like you don't get. I think everyone you named would be considered an ace, right? He's getting compared to that. He's getting compared to Spencer Strider. Like that, you have to have special stuff, and you have to be putting on special performances. And he has been special every single night. And this is probably the most he struggled since the Marlins game, which was his opening debut. Like, he was still cruising for the vast majority of that game. Like, only 1 run off of a home run. I think I might have just been spoiled with his Mets start where like he just didn't throw balls. And I was texting my brothers like, he's not throwing nothing but strikes. What happens? But no, he was still incredible tonight, even with the 6th inning that was a little shaky.
Yes. Can I throw a little caveat in here? Because not that it means much, right? But he's 8th most because he's at, as we mentioned, 98.
Yeah.
The guys ahead of him, Sale 99, Scherzer 100, McClanahan 100. If he didn't pitch 59 pitches his last outing, I'm sorry. This isn't reason to say it, but like just to put it in perspective, and he pitched like a normal game, like he should have last time, he's easily probably sitting right now at 5th highest. So we should be correct when we said 5th, but unfortunately it's 8th because he only was able to throw 59 last time out.
Yeah, which is I get it. I was disappointed at the time, but I get it.
Right. But again, I only bring that up just to also show comparison. His outing was cut very short. He should have went longer, and if that was the case, he actually is probably ahead of Sale and Scherzer and McClanahan.
And these guys weren't rookies when they threw these seasons, right?
No, this was just.
Oh yeah. So
this wasn't like the start of their careers. This was the start of any season.
Yeah.
So obviously, again, like their best 5 starts ever.
Absolutely insane. Like these are video game numbers, and I saw it in the chat, and I completely agree. Like he's nutty, and I don't have words because I just love watching him pitch. He's so good.
I have a lot of words, but little words do justice as well. Like again, I could just talk and talk because I can't get enough of what Jared Jones is doing. And again, that's why I feel like with what he's doing, that we're talking about this, I just feel like we are underappreciating Jared Jones at this point of like what he has done. And that's why I feel like we need to talk about this stuff because in the grand scheme of things, history, I mean, no one like truly cares about this type of stuff. I get it, like as far as history, but like this is that type of level. Like you're putting him in the talks of 2021 Jacob deGrom, 2020 Shane Bieber, 2021 Shane Bieber, 23 Spencer Strider, 23 McClanahan, 2018 Max Scherzer, 2017 Chris Sale. Like you mentioned, like those were the absolute aces, no questions asked of their team, and most likely of like the All-Star game that year for their respective leagues. And Jared Jones.
Yes. And there's a realistic situation where in the near future he's the 3rd best pitcher on the team.
Or what if he's not?
And that's not like a diss against him. I'm just saying you have Paul Skeens down there. I am a huge fan of Bubba Chandler. So like I'm not gonna say Bubba Chandler is like better, but I'm saying that's how good it could be. And it's something fun to really think about.
And I'm glad you bring that up because I do want to bring this up now, and we're gonna move on because again, the Pirates did win. There's still more to talk about, but the more he pitches like this, I felt these post game shows end up being like an hour and a half because it's going to be an hour and 15 of Gerrit Jones and then 15 minutes of the game. But anyways, I'm glad you bring that up because something I just want to point out, and all this is doing is just showing how good Gerrit Jones is pitching. I think every Pirate fan right now will be elated, will be absolutely thrilled, almost feel best case scenario if Paul Skeens does what Gerrit Jones has done in his first 5 starts. And think about that. If Paul Skeens came out and does this, everyone would think, oh my God, Paul Skeens is the real deal. Holy hell. What a number 1 overall pick. Best pitcher since Strasburg, right? Yeah. And again, that's what Gerrit Jones is giving us best case scenario of Paul Skeens. That's the level he's on right now.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Because I guess like the best pitching prospects in Strasburg is something that gets thrown out a lot. And I think I saw someone on Twitter today saying, actually, no, Gerrit Jones is the best pitching prospects in Steven Strasburg. And that's crazy to think about. Absolutely crazy.
Right. Okay. Should we move on?
I guess.
There was a game to talk about.
Enjoyable to talk about too. You know, at least it's not like Gerrit Jones and then, all right, let's talk about the offense.
Right. It all starts off with Cutch. First off, in the leadoff spot tonight. That was nice to see. I liked it. Now maybe a little bit of a shakeup as well. You know, they talk about Connor Joe wasn't leading off. Obviously, there was already on. We know Cruz isn't going to lead off, right? The way he's been playing and such. So Cutch has been having better at bats. Like I did point that out, I think this morning actually on Starbucks.
He has,
but he has been having better at bats. It hasn't translated into numbers yet. But I've always liked entertaining the idea of Cutch at leadoff, and he does it today. And he starts off the game big, home run, number 301 on the year, sets the tone, 1-0 Buccos, and he had a great game after that too.
Yeah, and Cutch should have had like that. Joey Ortiz robbed him of his 4th hit. Like he was seeing the ball so well, and I agree. Like he has been taking better at bats. Like the first couple of weeks, he just looked completely lost. Like he couldn't see the baseball. Now he's really grown into it. Yeah, you're right. He hasn't gotten the numbers, but he needed tonight. He deserved tonight. Like the 3 hits, the home run to lead us off. That was huge. That was absolutely massive. Just like because I think we've talked a lot over the last week about how we don't put the ball over the fence.
Mm-hmm.
We finally put a ball over the fence, and hey, good things happen. We win.
Very much so. Now the downside is when we finally do, as a leadoff guy, so there's nobody on base still. But hey, at least right, like at least it was done. But and again, Cutch had 3 hits tonight, 3 for 4. You know, I do want to stress again, like yesterday, he had 3 hard hits. Today, 3 more hard hits. In the past 2 games, 6. You know, he had 3. Well, actually, they actually were hits today, right? They weren't hits yesterday, but contact was made 6 times. Exit velocities over 98 miles an hour 6 times between the past 2 days. So again, he's been seeing the ball well. He's hitting the ball. He's attacking. He's doing all the things I said to as a coach.
Yeah.
So, but no. Again, he had the 3 hits. I do want to say too, and I said this a little bit on Twitter, but the approach, like they seem to be getting more aggressive. The past 2 days seem to feel that way. Today, the same. Today, things are happening a little better, right? A little more luckier. I'm starting to like what I'm seeing from this offense. Maybe getting back on track. And again, today, like it happened. They not all the way back, but you saw some good things happen.
Yeah, it was a lot better. You know, the 2-out hit from Cruz in front of his scoring position was massive. That's like the really big thing they've been missing is like even with like the lack of power, we just haven't been hitting the ball well with runners on base, and so that was nice to see. But yes, the big thing is we're hitting the ball hard finally.
Yep.
Like besides Rowdy Tellez, we're finally hitting the ball hard. Like Jack Suwinski, I feel bad for him because I really feel like he hasn't been great this year, but man, he has not deserved the numbers he's had.
Yeah, I do think that's fair.
Like
he seems close.
Yeah, like he gave a couple of balls. He gave one ball a real drive that went right to center field. But yeah, no, the offense does look better, and it had to bounce back. It couldn't continue to be this bad.
I mean, it could.
It could,
Thankfully,
but
it didn't.
Like I said before, the offense was just one giant sigh of relief. I haven't sighed in relief like I quite did in a while since Cruz hit that single. That was just a deep sigh. I'm like, thank God. Like, thank God we finally got some runs in.
Right. For sure. And again, it's sort of a Cutch. He had 3 hits. And right, let's move on to Cruz too. He had 3 hits and a big 2 RBI hit there as well. He looked so much better. And there was a little bit of talk. I mean, Shelton had, an interview. He answered a question, just said more or less like Cruz just started having fun again. We know the type of personality he is, right? Mm-hmm. He needs to be more infectious, needs to be more bubbly. I need to see his teeth, as he mentioned, right? Some more smiling and stuff out there. Just needs to relax. And I know a lot of people didn't take that well. Again, I think that's just a lot of overreaction. I'll keep saying I've had my reservations on Derek Shelton, but the one thing I've always kind of commended him, I'll say maybe not commended because there's still some areas I think I would rather see better or whatnot. But either way, what I do think he excels at and is better at is being like the clubhouse guy. And to me, truly, that's probably the most important part of being a manager. Those are the things we're talking about. Like, you have to know your players. You have to know how to get them in their best situation, how to get them mentally there. And again, you're talking about a grind. You're talking about like just mentally prepared. If you're completely down on yourself, if you're just in a pissed off mood, just a real terrible attitude, you know what I mean? Like that can hinder you. Like when I talk about Gerrit Jones, how I like how he gets so fired up, but he doesn't implode.
Yeah.
A lot of guys can implode, and that's what I'm talking. That's your knowing your player. They get down like that. You got to get them out of there. You got to get them mentally refreshed or whatnot. That's what Cruz is. That's what he needs. And I'm not saying this was related to that, but I know a lot of people were hard on Shelton and talked a lot of trash on what Shelton said. No, there's a lot of truth to that, and I respect that. I'm not saying this was a direct correlation to that, but Cruz went 3 for 3, now 3 for 4. He's 3 for 3 on the night with 2 RBIs.
Yeah,
ended up going 3 for 4, but yeah, 3 hits for Cruz and 1 off a lefty.
Yeah, and I think I said this in the Discord, but when he hit that double to the wall, I'm like, that's vintage Cruz. Like, that is what we have been begging for. Just that nice, easy swing that casually carries the ball to the left field wall at 111 miles an hour. Like, that is what we needed. And yeah, he did look a lot more confident. He looked calmer today. I think it was yesterday. He just looked pissed off. Like, he looked pissed off the entire time.
You saw him hit the bat off his helmet. Yeah, like he just right. Now, granted, when you get 3 hits, you're probably going to feel a lot happier and look that way.
Yeah.
But
No, I agree. But it's the small things, and like a lot of people, it's so unfair to Cruz because he missed an entire season, and he didn't get to play any winter ball. So like he's really just getting back into the swing of things, and he's already getting the Gregory Polanco comparisons. And that's so not fair to him. Like, I feel like I understand it's rough. Like, we need him to be like that guy. But if anyone, he deserves patience. And tonight was really fun to see. Like, it's even if he gets picked off at 3rd, I'd rather see him do that than go over 4 and look lifeless.
Yeah, that's part of, like, the good with the bad with Cruz. And that's just gonna kind of happen. And you're right. Being away from the game for a year, this really is like his sophomore season, right? This really is like his year after that rookie struggles, and you're still going to have like those struggles and whatnot. So yes, patience is key. Now, granted, how bad he has looked warranted all the criticism.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not going as far as like, okay, now he is absolutely a bust and that you're getting the Polanco treatment. Right. We're too quick on that yet. He was playing awful, and it deserved criticism for how bad he is.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the biggest part wasn't even so much like at the plate, it was all the other stuff. And today there was still some display that like stealing third there wasn't the smartest idea.
No.
Hopefully Cabrian showed his leadership skills and told you not to do that ever again, and we move on.
Yeah. I mean, do we know if it was him who chose to do it, or was it third base? Do we have any idea? Or
I don't know. I'm not going to allude to either or, but he stole.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's not a whole lot of benefit to stealing on runner, like stealing third with 2 outs, but yeah, I mean, and like that those are teachable moments, and he, I'm not terribly upset by it, especially since I wasn't really confident Henry Davis was going to score. So I'm like, hey, maybe cause some chaos in the base paths, but it's a lot easier to say that when you win. I'm sure if we had lost, we would be a lot harsher on that. So
for sure, and for sure, and that's how good things can erase bad things. So do more good things, and you'll be talked about more highly than when you do bad things.
Yeah,
and that's to all of you, Pirates offense. So as you see, we're talking more highly about you today, even though Rowdy Tellez still looks terrible.
Yeah, him and Henry Davis, man. It's been a brutal year for both of them.
Right.
I don't know if we want to talk about them too much because, we've had good things happen today. But
yeah, I don't want to go too deep into it. But again, Rowdy does just look, it's rough.
Mm-hmm.
Rough. And he's a veteran. Like, this isn't the Oneil Cruz who's going to need patience. Like, he is a veteran. It looks rough. Now, granted, still young in this season, and like you still want to give him time, but it looks maybe to the degree of why we didn't like the signing.
Yeah,
put it that way.
And like I understand why, but it doesn't matter because we won. But man, it's really hard seeing Rhys Hoskins get both RBIs, and then we have to watch Rowdy Tellez get subbed out. And Rowdy Tellez getting subbed out, Cat started the offensive rally.
And Connor Joe come right in, and boom, there's a hit. Yeah.
At the very least, I know they can't DFA him because we have no first baseman. But please move him out of cleanup. Please get him out of the cleanup spot. Like, he is a black hole there. You cannot start someone with one extra base hit all game, all year in the cleanup spot.
The only thing I want to say about that, though, and there was a lot of criticism about the lineup there's been, but let's also face reality at this point in time. No one's warranted the 5th spot right now. So no. I don't have too much issue with whoever's batting 5th, 4th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, because they're all number 10 hitters outside of Brian Reynolds in my book.
Yeah, that's fair.
It really doesn't matter who's batting 5th for me at this point in time. Today it was Rowdy Tellez. So be it. When you're all awful, it doesn't matter. Hopefully that's not the case here soon. But yeah, I'm not going to really go deep into the lineup at this point in time because again,
I didn't either.
It's been awful.
It has been a collectively bad performance, but maybe I'm just biased against him. But I don't want to see. I just don't want to see him in particular in the cleanup spot.
And that's fair, but also didn't want to see Cutch there either. But also like, okay, everyone else stinks too. So who goes there?
That's true.
But granted, anyways, yeah. So 9 hits on the day, 7 strikeouts, 4 walks. The Pirates offense did what they needed to do to secure the victory today. Gerrit Jones did everything he simply just does routinely to shut down this offense for the Brewers, who again was a very, very good offense coming into this game. And then the bullpen comes in and they made it interesting as always. Aroldis Chapman. Yeah. Yeah. That was the moment where it's like, okay, we're Pirate fans. We know what's coming. We know what's coming, and this lead is going bye-bye. But luckily it didn't. They did enough to hold it off. But yeah, Chapman comes in and he walked 3, just got 1 out. Man.
It's impressive how he goes from like looking so dominant in that first batter and then no command of the strike zone whatsoever.
It's funny because like for stretches and in game, like you said, like the start of the season, he was untouchable. He looked like the best reliever in baseball. And then it went away. And he looked like one of the worst. And he said, like, even in game, like that first at bat, okay, the good Chapman's in, feeling good about this lead, and then walk.
That's the Matt Chapman, not the Matt Chapman, the Aroldis Chapman experience.
I might rather have Matt Chapman on the mound sometimes.
Yeah, like it is. He will either. I don't think there's like any in between. Like that is just who he is. Like either you can visibly tell he doesn't have it, like tonight or the last couple of times he's been out, or he looks like you said, the best relief pitcher in baseball. It's and it's frustrating. It's why, like, I think there was some criticism of spending $10.5 million on him, but it didn't hurt us tonight. Even though because the Pirates fan in us, when Rhys Hoskins hits that dinky little ground ball that you can only get the out at first, I'm like, okay, here comes the game time RBI single. Here it is. But it didn't come. I was relieved.
Yeah, very much so. Hunter Stratton comes in and he did exactly what you needed. He got out. Again, they gave up the run, but you'll trade that run for that out at first all day long. Yes. Then gets out of it with the third out and big inning eliminated. And that's something the Pirates have usually like struggled with a lot over these past few years. This rebuild is like that big inning. It had all the makings of coming here, and they were able to get through it. And then David Bednar came in. Didn't like help anyone lower their blood pressure, right? Everyone's like, okay, great. Now on to the closer, David Bednar, who's been struggling all year. So what's going to happen? And no, he looked good.
Yeah. I was really worried when he gave up that first hitter, like let him get on base. But no, he looked a lot better. Like that was much more calmer and like what we expect from David Bednar, which is really big.
Right.
Because, boy, it's hard to win a lot of baseball games when your 8th and 9th inning guys are imploding.
Absolutely. So, yeah, Chapman didn't look good. Bednar did, and we didn't really talk about him, but just to put it out there as well, we'll get to the sandwiches here in a second, guys. And again, if you haven't already, go ahead, comment, hashtag, raise it, all one word, just like you see here by JT. Hashtag raise it. That way you can get your free sandwiches. Colin Horderman looked good again.
Yeah, that was such a calm, smooth inning. That was great.
Outside of like that first time he pitched, which again, like coming back off of the IL, his first time, up here to give the home run in the Phillies game and such. He's looked good. This team has needed that, especially with Chapman not looking good during that time frame, and Bednar for the most of it. So yeah, Horderman has looked really, really good. Getting David Bednar back to being good, which it seems like maybe he is on that path, is going to be pretty big for this team. Starting pitching has been, again, more than you ever anticipated, being. But it's really been what's been holding down every single game, right? Like this team has pretty much had a chance to win virtually every game this year outside of like one Falter start and I think maybe like one Mitch Keller start that was kind of out of hand. Like outside of that, every game they've been able to be in it because of the starting pitching. So this offense get back to where they should be, and this the bullpen get back to where they should be. They got a quality team here.
Yeah, I think it's a little disappointing because I think if you told me at the beginning of the season that we would be, I think we're in the top 12 in terms of pitching WAR. For pitching WAR across the league, like we're one of the better pitching teams so far this year. If you told me that, with all the issues we had coming into the season, that the pitching staff was going to be rough and that Marco Gonzalez was hurt, like I figure we would be we would have a way better record than what we do right now.
Right.
Because the pitching, but you're right, because the pitching has kept us in every single game for the most part. And I think we actually won that Bailey Falter start that you mentioned. So
you know what? You're right. So never mind. Actually, I guess, they've done enough to keep them in every single game because even when they don't, the offense was able to do it back then. Interesting. But yeah, so we'll move on here. Let's go ahead and get the sandwiches prepped. So last time. So if you haven't, go ahead, comment, hashtag, raise it. That way you're entered to go ahead and get potentially 2 free sandwiches. All right, guys, we're about to do it. Give you a few seconds here. And with that being said, everyone's in here as well. If you haven't already, go ahead and like the video. Hit the join button if you want. We appreciate the 41 members that are part of our YouTube membership. So take a look at that. If you want to join, you get some exclusive perks. But I'm closing it. We're ending it right now. Let's go, Neil. Let's draw. Ready?
Let's go.
67 entries. Let's do it. I'm excited.
It's been a good while.
Whose name is Scam Likely? That's not going to go over well. Austin, congrats. Austin, go ahead. You guys know the deal by now. DM us on Twitter, whatever social media. Email us, northshore9@gmail.com. Whichever your preference. Let us know your address. That way we can go ahead and send this. So, Austin, congrats to you. You got yourself 2 free sandwiches coming.
Congratulations, Austin.
Yes, yes. So there it is. So there's our first victory in 84 years.
Are we also going to have free sandwiches? Another event coming up, DiNardo?
Oh, yeah. I forgot to promo that, I guess. Let's talk about that. The NS9 Tailgate. That's coming up on June 22nd. We just announced that today. So everyone that's in the show listening right now, I guess some of the details, there's the link is actually in right now in the description of the show. If you're listening on YouTube, obviously if you're listening on the podcast, it'll be in that description as well. But June 22nd, goal lot 1, I think it is technically.
Yep. Get a Cutch
And
bobblehead
at noon,
too.
it starts. Yeah, Cutch bobblehead. We're gonna have a nice little tailgate, sponsored, catered, also by Primanti's. So the reason there is a link, make sure you go ahead and RSVP if you plan on coming. That way we know how many sandwiches for Primanti's to make for us. But yeah, it's gonna be a really, really fun time. So BYOB, but we'll definitely have food there, some stuff going on. It's gonna be a fun time. So if you plan on coming, hit us up. We'll be there.
Yeah, I can't wait. I haven't gone yet before. This is gonna be my first time too.
Keep this sickness at home.
I will. I will be good.
We don't
this
need
time.
that again. We don't need. I mean, you've made it go through all the Pirates. The Blue Jays have it now because of you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's fun.
keep that at home.
I'll double pack my masks. Don't you worry.
All right. Well, with that said, we should probably get out of here. So obviously the Brewers and the Pirates play again tomorrow. Speaking of, Bailey Falter does make his start again. He's been pitching pretty effectively lately. So let's see if this continues. But, we talked about these are the games, the matchups you have to win. Maybe we'll get more sandwiches tomorrow. So I'll leave it at that.
So. Well,
all right.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. Appreciate everyone for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.